everyone, this is Shannon Ray from Paranormal Minds. I want to thank all of you for tuning in tonight as I take you inside the old Taylor Memorial Hospital here in Hawkinsville, Georgia. This location is a location of bucket list and childhood dreams, even for yours truly, as a haunted location that no one's ever been able to get into. But now, thanks to people helping people, paranormal investigators have the opportunity to come in and investigate. So sit back, enjoy it, relax, and watch what we found tonight, and listen to people's experiences, and learn everything you can possibly learn about what goes on here at the old Taylor Regional Memorial Hospital. Janet, can you take a moment just to tell us about the hospital, how people pay to come, what are the different nights that you do, and what the money's for?
Okay. This is the old Taylor Memorial Hospital, commonly known as the old Hawkinsville Hospital. It was purchased by an organization. I know you're going to edit. It was purchased by an organization called People Helping People. It is a Christian organization, and their plans for this hospital is to make the needed repairs, and they're eventually going to be using the hospital for counseling people who have taken the wrong path, helping them build job skills, life skills. It will also provide housing, and so I'm very proud to be part of this project. We are the only group who's been given permission to do this, as the hospital's been closed down for many years. The fee to come in and do a paranormal investigation is $40 per person. I like to have a minimum of 10 to a group. However, we can put that minimum together. If you've got 3 people here, 2 people here, we'll put it together and make a group. I have tried to reserve Friday nights for paranormal groups to come in and do private investigations. Those also require a minimum of 10 people.
And then Saturday night.
And Saturday nights is where I put the groups of individuals who maybe need more guidance in doing a paranormal investigation. And we understand there are a lot of people who have an interest, but they've just never had that opportunity. Therefore, we've kept the price low. We want people to be able to come out and participate in this event and see if that's something that they are interested in continuing.
Can you take a few moments just to tell us about the history of the hospital?
Like I said, I left my notes home. It was built, I believe, in 1936. At the time it was built, it was the only medical center south of Macon. Also, at the time it was built, I understand it was the largest medical center. It was larger than Macon's Medical Center. Mm-hmm. So you can imagine a town this size, how proud they were to have this beautiful building. And it was truly beautiful in its day. It closed down in 1977 when the new hospital was purchased, and it sat empty for many, many years. During that time, a lot of local kids would sneak in and come out with all kinds of stories about what was going on. And every time, usually when people would find out I was a paranormal investigator, they would always say, "Have you been to the hospital in Hawkinsville?" And I would say, "No, I haven't, because I haven't got permission." But now I've got permission from the owners. And I lost my train of thought. So anyway, it sat empty for many years. There was one developer who purchased it at one time, and he was going to recondition the building. He did do a lot. He removed all the asbestos, all the lead-based paint. The building has been declared, lead-based paint free and asbestos free, so he did that. However, there was so much activity in here that he walked away. Mm-hmm. And I was told that he had millions of dollars in grant money to repair the building. But he just walked away, and at that time, he quit making the payments. The hospital went into foreclosure, and that's how People Helping People was able to purchase it at a good deal. However, it does need a lot of repairs, and the first project would be to repair the roof.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, can you tell everyone how to get in contact with you in order if they're interested in coming to the hospital?
Absolutely. You can email me. My email address is...
Start over from you can email me.
You can email me if you like. My email address is janetp125@comsouth.net. That's COMSOUTH.net. Or just give me a call on my phone, leave a message. That's usually how most people contact me. It's 478-235-2883.
During normal hours.
Yeah. And if I'm here, I'm not going to answer my phone.
Okay.
But I do work during the day, so if I can't answer the phone, just like I said, leave a message, and I'll be more than happy to set something up for you and your group.
I'm joined here with Heather Travell of Seekers of Spirits Ghost Hunters. Heather's going to take a moment just to tell us about the experiences that she's had within the Old Taylor Regional Memorial Hospital. Heather, can you take just a moment just to tell us the kind of experiences that you've had here?
Oh my gosh, I've had personal touching experiences, K2 meters, I've gotten EVPs, I've actually used a plasma ball and actually seen the spirit hold 3 fingers on it and held it there. I've used an ovulus and got evidence with that. A flashlight, as simple as a flashlight, gotten evidence with that as well.
With that flashlight turned on and off by itself?
Yes, absolutely. Pretty much anything that you can use to communicate, it actually has worked.
Well, that's really great. Now, as far as disembodied voices and seeing apparitions, have you had any experiences with that?
Disembodied voices, yes. In fact, in this area that's right behind where you're filming, we've heard I Love You. That sounded like a visual recording, and also a male voice that said, don't go. That was actually heard by myself and another SOS investigator.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's really cool. Can you take a moment just to tell the camera your website for your group?
Yes, it's sosghosthunters.com.
So you can go and check them out as well, and I'm sure, do you guys have any of the evidence that you found from anything here on that website yet?
It is being established, so it's in the works. We hope that we will be able to add it weekly, if not monthly, of evidence that we find here, because every time we come, we have evidence.
Yeah, which is really great to have a place that has that much evidence that you're able to capture and collect to present to people too. Is there any other extremely memorable experience that you've had out of here, or maybe something that even just freaked you out a little bit?
Oh my goodness. Actually, probably all of us being touched by something that was walking by. We were all sitting down in the nursing quarters on the 3rd floor in the back wing, and we were sitting there. One of our investigators experienced an orb being taken, a picture of a white, and blue and green lights in it. That's probably the only orb I've actually ever taken a picture of that I can say is an orb. And then we felt something that brushed past all of us. So it just wasn't a personal experience for myself, but actually for the whole group that was there.
Yeah, and that you all felt it, and it kind of freaked you out a little bit too.
maybe a little bit, but you know, when you get to do this as often as we do, it really takes a lot at this stage to freak us out. So.
Yeah, that is true. But still, there's sometimes that creepy factor that you're just like, really? That just happened?
Yeah. we haven't seen an apparition, I must say. Perhaps a shadow, but it could be questionable due to the light that might come in through the window.
Yeah, because this is a fairly busy street up front.
Exactly. So we haven't had that opportunity yet, but we hope it's coming.
I would imagine so. The more you're here, the more likely it is for it to happen. You're here at the right time to capture it. In my personal humble opinion, that is. And we're here with Donna Glenn, who is from Seekers of Spirits Ghost Hunters as well. Donna, can you take just a moment to explain to us about the experiences that you've had here in the hospital?
Yeah, the one experience I had is the first time and the only time I have ever heard with my own ears a voice. And I was actually coming out of the room, one of the lower rooms, and Rick Knight, he's a DJ that was actually visiting with us that evening. He was walking behind me. So we're coming out, and I hear a male voice loudly say, "Don't go, don't go." So I turned to Rick and I said, "Do you have your recorder on?" He said, "I don't even have a recorder. You heard that too? You heard 'don't go, don't go'?" And I was like, "Yeah." So that was our big experience there.
Now, have you ever seen anyone leave from this hospital genuinely who was a non-believer and left a true believer?
Rick Knight.
Yeah. Now, did he have a whole bunch of weird, crazy experiences here?
I'm not familiar with what his experiences were because I've never met with him. But I do just know that one, and I know he spoke about it on his radio show the next day because he was just so impressed with this hospital
And blown away by the activity.
blown away by the activity.
By the amount of activity.
Yes.
It seems like that's a recurring theme through here, that any investigator or any people that come in this hospital are truly blown away with the escalated amount of activity, in my opinion.
Right.
All right, and one more time for those at home, if you could tell us your website for Seekers of Spirits.
It is sosghosthunters.com. We are Seekers of Spirits. Check us out.
And like Heather was telling you, they're going to be having the evidence that they're finding. It's in the process of being put onto the website, so you can go and check it out and see the evidence that they were finding, and they continue to find here at the hospital on, a very frequent basis. We're here with Janet one more time, and she's going to take a moment to explain to us some experiences that people have had in this hospital. Janet, correct me if I'm right or wrong, when somebody comes into the hospital, you're always here with them, correct?
Always.
Okay, so you kind of know the kind of stuff that goes on with the investigators and the people that are here.
Right. Most of the time, if it's not a paranormal group, I'm with a group of the people who are coming through, and then someone else from my group is also with the group. So nobody who's not experienced just gets turned loose.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, that's for safety reasons too. So can you take a moment just to kind of talk about the different experiences that people have had here?
Sure. I was with a group of about 5 one evening, and we were downstairs in the basement. And it was very quiet. We were getting some traffic noise, which is normal up until very, very late. Then you don't get too much. But we were sitting in the autopsy room, and all of a sudden we heard the most beautiful voice singing. And we all just sat there in silence. And being an investigator, I'm always thinking, is that traffic noise? Is somebody's radio on? But it was coming down the hallway, very similar to this. And we all just sat there in amazement. And then when it was over, I walkie-talkied to the other group upstairs and say, "Did you hear that singing?" And they said, "No, we don't hear anything." But it wasn't the traffic, it wasn't a car radio, because the traffic kept moving and the voice sang. And it sang probably a minute and a half. It just seemed to go on forever, which was awesome. And so a couple of weeks after that, I had a group of my coworkers who were very curious as to what I was doing down here all the time. So they said, "Can you bring a group of just us?" So I brought a group of just my coworkers down. And most of them had never done anything like that before. And one they didn't really have equipment. So one was recording voices on her iPhone, which is fine. And she got an EVP. And that EVP, she said, "I sang for you not long ago."
That's wicked.
Yeah, so that's awesome, because I did leave here thinking, I wonder if that could have been residual.
Yeah, but it was intentional, which makes it intelligent.
Yeah, so that just blew my mind. That was awesome.
Now, do a lot of people hear disembodied voices here? Is that something that's very frequent at this location?
I've heard it here more than anywhere. Of course, I've probably been here more than I've been
anywhere else. Yeah.
But I haven't. To me, disembodied voices are kind of rare. I have heard a woman yell, "Leave." We had a certain male in the group that tended to tick people off a lot. And I think he ticked off whatever was in here that night. He had a door slammed in his face.
Wow.
And after he ran up here, it said, leave.
Wow.
Yeah.
So they didn't want him here.
No.
Period.
And we left.
Yeah.
But we also had a DJ who came out.
Rick Knight.
Rick Knight. He was a non-believer, I believe. And before he even went into the building, I noticed him in the parking lot. And I approached him and I said, Rick, you are drawn to that particular area of the building, I can tell. And he said, I don't know, I guess maybe I am, you know? And I said, well, just from what I've observed, I think you're drawn to that part of the building. And lo and behold, he was in that part of the building, and he made contact with something. There was an obelisk there, and they were communicating through the obelisk, and the way they were communicating was amazing. It would finish his sentence for him. And he had to leave early that night, so as they were leaving, down near the area where we came in, he was going out a different door, but it's nearby. A voice said, don't go. And it was a female.
Yeah.
And they stopped. I mean, he was not the only one that heard it. They stopped, and it's like, wow, did you hear that? And they turned around to leave again, and it said, I love you.
Oh, we definitely made a connection with something or someone,
Yeah.
that's for sure.
I want to get him back here and see if he can reconnect. And,
With that.
Yeah.
We have some strapping lads on this team. Maybe
There
they'll
you
get to make some
go.
connection. It seems like everywhere we go, Cody #1 always gets like hit on by all the female spirits. So I'm gonna let you know.
Okay. Well,
We've
he's
got some interesting things because something at a location wanted him to take off his shirt.
Okay.
You'd be surprised. So, but besides that, what about apparitions and things of that nature? Has there been any apparitions seen, any kind of shadow figure phenomenon or anything of that nature?
Well, surprisingly enough, I have never seen any shadows in this building, which amazes me because I can usually see those. I have not seen the first one. There are pictures of a little boy that's been taken in this building. However, I've not seen him.
Okay. Yeah, so nothing visual with your eyes yet.
Not me.
Okay, well, that's cool. Something to keep in mind.
A lot of audio. EVPs always are captured in here.
Has any laser grid been implemented in these hallways?
As a matter of fact, yes. I was setting one up, and there's a unique story. In the main room, where the front doors are, there's a small room on either side. Last Halloween, we used one of those rooms for our makeup room. And I was in there one night getting made up, and I looked over on the wall. The wall's sort of this plaster stuff. And there was a cross made in the plaster. And I said, well, I don't remember that being there before. And the makeup guy says, you know, we don't know how that got there. And I've gone back in there, I can't find it. But at that time, it was unique, and we thought, that's odd. So one night I was in here with a laser grid, and I turned it on in that room. And this particular grid had little crosses. And my obelisk said, crosses.
Very cool.
Okay. So later that night, I set it up down in the autopsy room, which seems to be one of my favorite rooms.
Yeah.
I set it up in the autopsy room, turned it on, and again my obelisk said, crosses.
Very cool.
So there is something in this hospital that's definitely drawn to crosses.
Crosses or maybe even religion or something of that nature.
Yeah.
So, but I asked because with the laser grids it'll help see if there's any shadow movement or anything of that nature through these hallways for sure. So that's what we might have to do. We're doing a walk around right now with Janet. Janet's going to go around and she's going to tell us the different experiences that people have had in variously different locations here at the hospital. And that's about it. Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Stay behind Janet.
Gotcha.
These were patient rooms on either side. The hospital was built in 3 different increments. So the original building, and then it was added on twice.
And you said these were used just as rooms?
Patient rooms, yes.
Okay. And that's just regular general admission patients?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, there was no psych ward here.
Okay.
There's a lot of rumors about that. There was none. Didn't exist.
That was where I was hitting at.
Yeah.
Now, does this go down some more in addition to just more patient rooms? Right here?
Well, no, that's actually the kitchen.
Oh, okay. We're good.
This room, do we want to do this?
Yeah, go ahead. You
Okay.
just take us around and show us around.
This is what they call the memorial room.
Watch
As you can see, it was a beautiful room at one time. The floors, I'm told, were solid marble. And you can see there's a lot of decorative wood elements in this room. This is the front door where everybody would have come in through the main entrance of the hospital. Okay? And one of these areas was reception. I'm not sure what the other one was.
Okay.
Okay? So,
Like Cody, stay behind Janet, please, go.
we'll head down this way. That's the elevator shaft. I would steer clear of it. I don't have to go.
I was trying to do my
Okay, I know the lighting is really dark in here.
It's an IR camera. It's seeing it all.
Okay. So you can probably see then that the walls here in this room are newer than some of the other areas we've already been to. This is where the previous owner he's gone in the hospital, he's removed all asbestos, he's removed all lead-based paint, and this was one of the areas he started his reconditioning of the building. So the story is, he had moved to Hawkinsville. Every day he had crews of people and they were coming in here and they were working, and this was a commercial venture for him. He came in one day, he was out in the parking lot actually, after his crew of people had left, and the crew had been telling him of all the activity going on. He had experienced some of it, but the story I was told was he was on one of those cherry picker pieces of equipment and had gone up and he could look in the third floor window. And he got a little ticked off at first because there was a big pile of trash. And he said, those guys aren't supposed to leave every day until they pick up all their trash. Mm-hmm. Then he noticed the trash was rising up in the air and moving across the room. Well, that kind of flipped him out.
Uh-huh.
So he tries to put his cherry picker down so he could get out of there. Mm-hmm. And it started making that loud beep, beep, beep that equipment can make sometimes. Mm-hmm. And he could not get his cherry picker to go down. It just quit working. And when the beep beeps on the equipment started, that's when all the wood just fell. And all the debris just fell to the ground. And he had to call someone to come get him. And after that, he said, I'm out of here. I can't do this any longer. So you're going to see different parts of the building that has the newer walls. And although, yes, they've been leaked on now because of the roof. But that's why this area was originally the kitchen area.
When the hospital was functional.
Correct.
Now, is this the window that he looked in and saw the trash moving?
No, I believe it was over there, which I'll let you know when we get there.
Okay, absolutely.
Okay. Go up or down at this point?
I don't think we've been down. Shannon, you want to go up or down?
Whichever way she wants to go.
Okay, well, let's head down. Down here, this hallway is just patient rooms. And people have asked me if the hospital was segregated as far as patient rooms. I don't know, but I suspect it probably was. This is the mechanical room. When it rains, there's typically a lot of water down here. If you're tall, you might want to bend your head. Now, there's a male spirit down here, I believe. And part of the reason I believe that is because he tends to like to communicate with females.
And what was this room?
This is just where the mechanical area was, where they kept a lot of mechanical stuff. I was in here a couple weeks ago. There was 2 kittens that came through where that opening is, so you might hear or see kittens. They're wild. They won't let you touch them. Okay.
And does that go back around just more? Yeah.
Yeah, it stops right there.
Okay.
Okay.
Sounds good. Watch out, guys. Let Janet go first, please. In here now?
This was the ER. You can see the doorway with a little ramp that they could bring people in from the ambulance. And I believe that was like an examining room over that way off the ER, but this was their whole ER area. We have, I believe, helped a female crossover in this room. Okay.
That's pretty neat.
This is the area where I showed you the picture out in the parking lot of the dark mist that tended to move.
Right.
This was originally the laundry area of the hospital.
Janet, can I ask you a quick question?
Yes, ma'am.
Is this where they came into the ER down here? Very end?
No,
Is that just an additional portion of the hospital?
that's the autopsy room.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, did you see the door with like the little ramp here where the ambulance could bring people in?
Oh, yeah. I know that's the other thing. And this would be kind of like a waiting room?
I was wondering that. I have the blueprints at my house.
Okay.
But, you could study them and then go back and do
Well,
them.
yeah. The more up here though, I think the more it'll apply.
Yeah.
So down here is the autopsy room you said you had many experiences in?
Yes. This is, that door right there is the one that slammed shut. Now, if you could get somebody maybe go push it, you'll see that it kind of lodges against the concrete.
Oh my God,
It's
that
very
thing's
hard
heavy.
to push.
Dude, that thing's heavy.
Yeah. And he made the one big mistake. He was down here all alone. No telling what he said to it. He, I'm sure, ticked it off, and the door slammed right in his face. So he came running up, because we could hear it from upstairs, and we tried our walkie communication, but before we could say anything, he said, "I'm coming up." He very quickly came upstairs, and we said, "Okay, we got to go down, and you got to show us where this happened." We came down, the door was open.
Okay.
Okay?
Wow then. Now this whole thing is autopsy room?
Yes, ma'am.
Slide by y'all.
Whether or not they used it for another purpose as well, I don't know. I'm just going by what the blueprint said.
Yeah.
And the blueprints does not show a morgue anywhere. So I'm thinking they may have doubled this as a morgue as
Because it's
well.
so big, so I'm sure it's double. Okay.
Okay. It wasn't as wide open, because I know there were doors and walls.
And like
in here.
partitions.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, we'll be back.
You want to go down through the patient room area?
Yeah.
Okay. These are small rooms.
Y'all get any activity in here?
You know, I'll be honest with you, not a lot of people seem to want to experiment in this area. Really. I don't know why. I don't know if it's the door standing open or if I don't know why. They just don't. So maybe one of y'all or two of y'all would like to try this area.
I will.
Okay.
I'm the first to volunteer to anything.
Or you can go sit up in the attic by yourself
Okay.
and fight the bats.
If Shannon would let me run around by myself, I would, but she won't. So
I said that.
can't.
I said that to begin with too.
Okay, and you see right here is that boarded up area where kids have at some point snuck in.
How do you sneak in there?
Into the hospital. Excuse me.
Sorry.
Yeah, you did.
I think we lost everybody.
We sure did.
I
I
down.
bet they're trying to figure out where to put the camera at.
Okay, well it just ends right down here.
And what were these, just regular?
Patient rooms.
Okay. Patient rooms that were admitted through ER, or just patient rooms in general?
I couldn't tell you that.
Okay.
And right down at the end, you know, there was that boarded up door area that was down here.
Okay.
Yeah, like cobweb. Ew.
Now, these, I see there's different staircases, Janet, do they go up to? Okay,
Oh, that's water.
all right.
Oh, yeah. I'm so coming down now. This is all the building.
Okay?
Going back as they die.
Wow, I can't believe how cool it is in here tonight. What was that?
I whispered, if that's what you heard.
No, like a knock. Somebody.
Oh no, I hit the door. I said, "Ow."
That was you?
Yeah.
It was Cody.
I couldn't see, man.
Okay. All right. We'll head on up. We'll go on up to the third floor, and then then we'll complete the main floor. Since we're at the stairs. Will you?
Sorry, that's kind of loud. I'm not going to on.
Don't worry about it. We'll just do this. Don't worry about shit. I'll figure out the camera.
All right.
We'll fill it right in.
Yes?
Yes. Third floor.
Yeah, it does get slick. If you stay toward the middle of the hallway, it's usually not as slick.
This is where me and Robin, actually on the other side of this place, we had footsteps that sound
I've
like they
heard
walked
footsteps
right
up here.
beside us.
Yes. Actually, I was right around this corner, and it sounded like hard sole shoes.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it was loud.
Yeah, well, it came right up to you and stopped.
Really?
And it's like,
Well, they were recording when it
Yeah,
happened.
we got it on.
Here and took a picture,
They were shooting for the commercial.
but I didn't go down there.
yeah, this is the stairwell.
Yeah. Yeah, when I was just looking around, I stood right here at the door and took a picture.
Yeah.
But I didn't go any further down.
You see, this is also one of the areas where the previous owner had done some construction. These metal beams. Usually when I'm here, it's very hot. And you can go in this room and hear a lot of popping and cracking of these metal beams. But I really do feel most of it is from temperature. changes, that
Right.
it just does that. However, if you're down on that end, it'll do a lot of cracking and popping over here. But if you come down here, it'll be cracking and popping over there. So,
Shane, do you remember that face? Chris, well, hang on. Jojo. Yes. Can you go with Shane? That face?
It looks like they started to get a bunch done in here, don't it?
there's no doorways, and we had a sensitive up here one night, and he kept saying that whoever was here was not happy because it just wasn't right. But you know, when they're
Right.
building, they put these studs up, and then they just cut the doors out where they want them at a later date.
Now, what was this actual area here? What was it used for?
I believe it was also patient rooms.
Okay. No OR here or anything?
We haven't got there yet.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Easy, Shannon. Easy.
I'm sorry. I get excited.
We just got a small attic area up here.
It's deep.
If you wanna-
You gotta be careful with clothes on.
Okay, this is getting worse.
Watch your head, y'all.
You guys, look up, watch your heads.
Yeah.
Watch your legs, too.
Hey, watch your legs go on the step.
All right, where you at, Babs?
Secure once you get up here. Flooring is good. And I think this center area was just where they kept, like, I don't know, heaters and stuff like that. Or tools, but you can't get in it, it's just a square.
Now that other little stairway, as we were walking by, does it come up here too?
Which one?
I'll show you when you go back.
The one at the top of the stairs, like on your turn, turn the steps, you take that right at the staircase.
No, it goes to a different attic area.
Okay.
And
Hey.
that attic area is, to me, I don't consider it quite as safe.
What's up with that?
Is this
Yeah.
Okay.
See, this has got a solid floor.
cement floor? Yeah.
And you know, going through, you think, I'm gonna investigate here, and I'm gonna investigate there. But during one investigation night, you just can't get it all in.
Yeah, that's true. We're just trying to pin cameras. That's the biggest
Yeah.
thing.
All right. And I'm sorry, I didn't realize it was like this. I guess the rain, it just made everything come apart.
I can't see shit.
Oh, my bad.
Bye-bye, Shane. I can't. Somebody got a light? What?
Okay.
Somebody else is in.
That should be Shane with the other camera.
Yeah, there is a female nurse in this area that likes men. Okay, I'll just
You
leave
know
it
what
at
that
that.
means, Cody?
I'm single.
Right now, what were you saying? I'm sorry.
There's a female nurse in this area that does like men.
Ah,
Okay.
Let's get it on. Hang on, Janet. I'm sorry. Our battery on the one camera's almost dead.
Out of all them women here, you had to be rubbing on
Yeah,
my
your
back.
batteries go crazy in here, equipment goes crazy.
Yeah, I'm already at 9 minutes.
Yeah, and they were fully charged. Here. Janet.
This is the top floor other than the attic area, so.
Dadnammit. Y'all just ignore me, I keep doing that.
Okay. This is the nursery where you could come and view the newborns.
This is where I propped up taking pictures.
The babies.
Yeah. And
That was
this
shiny. Tag it.
okay.
Tagged.
You're it.
This is weird. Every time I come here, this door is shut.
Oh, I
And
was
I
trying
want
to
tell you a
slide it
story
open
about
earlier.
this room. It's a nice, unique story. You know, we've had a pretty hot summer.
Yes.
And the windows, most of the windows in this hospital are boarded up, so we don't get too many breezes. So I had a group up here one evening, and it was very, very hot. We came across this room, the board had fell out of the window, so we were just standing at the window, taking in the cool breeze. It felt wonderful. Well, we had our equipment. Some of us had, well, we all had flashlights, and some of us had different equipment with different lights on it. And we were just standing here, chatting, cooling off a bit. And you notice we're facing the road in front of the hospital. So we're at the main road through Hawkinsville. And all of a sudden, a carload of teenage girls stops in the road. And one screams, "Oh my God, do you see that?" And they very quickly sped away. Kind of had a hard time making that little curve, but they got away. And I thought, well, I'm just going to wait here, because if I was a teenager, I would come back. Because I want to let them know we're just people. And they just never came back.
So they probably think they had this awesome ghost experience, and they didn't.
Yeah, and I could just imagine the stories going around the high school.
That's funny.
So, but I'm sure they thought it was something paranormal.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah, it was like, Ryan, that's what Casper goes like. So I'm pretty sure that with the nursery there, that we had like the mothers in the rooms very close by. And there's a note on one of the walls that someone wrote. This is just an airing area, and at the end is, I think, where they stored mops and brooms and stuff like that.
Okay.
Chris, that's where we saw that light.
And there's another one down that way.
Yeah.
And there's
one
a
up there.
light that you can see from the safe room downstairs.
Oh, okay.
That's what that light is,
Okay.
I'm sure, that you see. But people come in here and they go, oh, this is where they let them smoke. No. They smoked all over the place in those days.
Yeah, they did.
You know, there was no such thing as a designated smoking area. Okay. Yeah, this is the room with the message somebody wrote on the wall. But they were born in that room, so. I don't know what that is.
That was Robin's trip.
No, this right here. That metal door, somebody said it might have been a laundry chute, or I don't know what it was. It's just got that heavy metal door that kind of goes, huh?
I think that's a dumb weird.
It wasn't a laundry chute. Unless it came here. Yeah, there's no.
Could have just been like a closet or something. Well, it doesn't go down, so it's
No,
always gonna be a dumb weird.
Some kind of vent over there.
Well, no.
Okay. This was your surgery room? OR? You can see all the lights in the ceiling.
Yeah,
Where
where it
they have
would
their
have been.
surgical lights.
So it was only one OR.
Yes.
Okay.
And I've had people tell me who lived in Hawkinsville growing up during the days of the hospital's existence that they would get on their bikes and ride in front of the hospital. And if the bright lights in this room were on, they knew someone was having surgery. That's small town life. You know, I thought there would be a lot of action in this room, but for some reason, I never did pick up anything in here.
Okay.
But I'm thinking, well, they were knocked out, so.
Yeah.
You know, I guess they didn't have a care in the world at that time.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then over here, there's like pre-op and post-op type door, and there was a area where they, what's the word? Sanitized everything
Yeah.
for OR. And then you've got your another airing area there.
Okay. And that light's a light that reflects from downstairs?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, there it is.
Okay. And then we'll go finish the main floor,
Okay.
and we'll be ready to let y'all loose.
Woo woo! Well, actually, we gotta go take a TT break first.
Okay.
McDonald's break. Cody laughing.
Yeah, this is the other attic area, and the floors aren't all that secure. I'd rather you not go in that one.
Okay, okay.
Good thing we didn't. I almost did.
You may have already been up there.
No, I was fixing to, and we decided not to.
I actually did the floor, so I didn't step off the floor.
Because Chris has gained a few pounds and everything, he's a little worried.
Okay, remember, this is the kitchen area where we've already been.
Yes, ma'am.
And you've got a fence here, so be careful of the fencing. This is just a lot of props left over from the haunted house. And this is the newer area of the hospital, the newest of all.
Okay.
And you can tell the rooms are a little bit bigger. These were patient rooms. That's weird. This is the room where the DJ made his,
Rick Knight.
yeah. He made his connection in here, where something asked him through the obelisk. He asked, is there anything I can bring you? I'm going to go to the store. You think you might want some? And before he could say cigarettes, it said Salem.
Ah,
So it likes to smoke.
okay.
Okay?
That's cool. Now, do you know what this room was like when the hospital was active?
I believe this was a large waiting area. I don't think all of it was, but that area was.
Okay. Louise.
Okay, this room is kind of, some people get creeped out down here.
From the basement?
Yeah, just a small one.
Sorry.
Usually smells funky and you can see kids got in here, they spray painted messages on the walls.
It's nice of them.
There's a little bathroom there. Remember I told you that our safe area where the lights are, that in later years that was the black waiting area? In the original blueprints, it shows this room as the waiting area for the bathroom.
Okay.
But I believe, eventually it was just a storage area.
Okay.
Where are we standing?
I had no idea.
Not me. It was coming up on another one, and it looked like a little strap, like a bolt or something in it.
Now, we have had someone in here one night, the male went in that bathroom, hanging around, and something growled at him, he said. But it's just a creepy room, and people, you know, get the creeps in here, but I think just because...
And most people get creeps in basements anyways.
Yeah.
Especially because, and this one's dark, dingy, and wet, so...
Muggy.
You say the word basement, and people...
Very.
Yes. Yes.
Everybody usually hold on up and downstairs because I'm getting...
Okay. That's just another basement room.
Yeah, just a little storage area.
Okay.
Cody.
One of y'all was gone.
Yeah, I did.
Who?
I did.
You sound like a female doing that.
Maybe.
After you did that mess with me in New York.
That's my mating call.
Trying to track that nurse?
Maybe.
Okay, this is the end of this part of the hospital, so we can go through the safe area and see the other side.
I know you would.
Okay, I can't hear my name.
Chris is saying,
What kind of crap are you talking?
No, I gotta go to the other side first.
gotta do what?
Go
Oh,
to the
yeah.
other side first.
I forgot there was another side.
Yeah, there's not much more. Watch the cord, please. It's laying on the ground. Now, during the haunted house event, this was where the children's area was. Or they delivered babies here. That's what it was. They delivered babies. Delivered baby dolls here. Anyway, in real life, this was the children's ward.
Okay.
Okay? And that's about a month ago. I laid 3 animal crackers here. The last time I came, they were just kind of, I don't know if they just deteriorated from the conditions in here or not, but I don't see any evidence of them now.
Maybe a cat got hungry.
Maybe. You never know.
Cats need snacks too. So these would all be part of the children's wing.
Well, just that room was the children's ward.
All right, so the rest of this was like patient.
Yeah, patient.
And that, does that go up to another addict?
Yes.
Okay.
And during the haunted event, the haunted hospital, we came around this way. Excuse me. This was the lab. And we tried to keep someone in this closet area. And they would be dressed in a black cloak. And as a group came into the lab, it would kind of fall in place behind them and creep them out, kind of breathe down their necks type thing. 3 different times we put 3 different people in that closet. And each time they came out saying, there is something growling at me. I'm not staying in there.
Okay.
So we had a hard time filling that position.
Here's tonight.
Now we've placed people in there and they haven't got any action.
They want to growl at me.
Well, we need to put somebody in there that'll take it off.
Me?
Chris.
Okay, these were the body bags that they would have to walk through. And in this area was the cemetery. not real, but during the haunted house.
That feels good.
And this is just like a regular patient room?
I believe so.
Okay.
Now, the area where we first came in, some of the doctors use that downstairs as their offices.
Okay.
Okay? And this is the area where we came in initially. And that pretty much wraps up your tour. To recondition the building, he did do a lot. He removed all the asbestos, all the lead-based paint. The building has been declared, lead-based paint free and asbestos free. So he did that. However, there was so much activity in here that he walked away. And I was told that he had millions of dollars in grant money to repair the building. But he just walked away. And at that time, he quit making the payments. The hospital went into foreclosure, and that's how People Helping People was able to purchase it at a good deal. However, it does need a lot of repairs. And the first project would be to repair the roof.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, can you tell everyone how to get in contact with you in order if they're interested in coming to the hospital?
Absolutely. You can email me. My email address is...
Start over from you can email me.
You can email me if you like. My email address is janetp125@comsouth.net. That's COMSOUTH.net. Or just give me a call on my phone, leave a message. That's usually how most people contact me. It's for I've taken the wrong path. Helping them build job skills, life skills. It will also provide housing. And so I'm very proud to be part of this project. We are the only group who's been given permission to do this, as the hospital's been closed down for many years. The fee to come in and do a paranormal investigation is $40 per person. I like to have a minimum of 10 to a group. However, we can put that minimum together. If you've got 3 people here, 2 people here, we'll put it together and make a group. I have tried to reserve Friday nights for paranormal groups to come in and do private investigations. Those also require a minimum of 10 people.
And then Saturday night.
And Saturday nights is where I put the groups of individuals who maybe need more guidance in doing a paranormal investigation. And we understand there are a lot of people who have an interest, but they've just never had that opportunity. Therefore, we've kept the price low. We want people to be able to come out and participate in this event and see if that's something that they are interested in continuing.
Can you take a few...
78235-2883.
During normal hours.
Yeah, and if I'm here, I'm not going to answer my phone.
Okay.
But I do work during the day, so if I can't answer the phone, just like I said, leave a message, and I'll be more than happy to set something up for you and your group.
I'm joined here with Heather Travell of Seekers of Spirits Ghost Hunters. Heather's going to take a moment just to tell us about the experiences that she's had within the Old Taylor Regional Memorial Hospital. Heather, can you take just a moment just to tell us the kind of experiences that you've had here?
Oh my gosh, I've had personal touching experiences, K2 meters, I've gotten EVPs, I've actually used a plasma ball and actually seen the spirit hold 3 fingers on it and held it there. I've used an ovulus and gotten evidence with that. A flashlight, as simple as a flashlight, gotten evidence with that as well.
With that flashlight turning on and off by itself?
Yes, absolutely. Pretty much anything that you can use to communicate, it actually has worked.
Well, that's really great. Now, as far as disembodied voices and seeing apparitions, have you had any experiences with that?
Disembodied voices, yes. In fact, in this area that's right behind where you're filming, we've heard I Love You. That sounded like a digital recording, and also a male voice that said, "You don't go." That was actually heard by myself and another SOS.
A few moments just to tell us about the history of the hospital.
Like I said, I left my notes at home. It was built, I believe, in 1936. At the time it was built, it was the only medical center south of Macon. Also, at the time it was built, I understand it was the largest medical center. It was larger than Macon's Medical Center. So you can imagine a town this size, how proud they were to have this beautiful building, and it was truly beautiful in its day. It closed down in 1977 when the new hospital was purchased, and it sat empty for many, many years. During that time, a lot of local kids would sneak in and come out with all kinds of stories about what was going on. And every time, usually when people would find out I was a paranormal investigator, they would always say, "Have you been to the hospital in Hawkinsville?" And I would say, "No, I haven't, because I haven't got permission." But now I've got permission from the owners, and I lost my train of thought. So anyway, it sat empty for many years. There was one developer who purchased it at one time, and he was going
Hi everyone, this is Shannon Ray from Paranormal Minds. I want to thank all of you for tuning in tonight as I take you inside the old Taylor Memorial Hospital here in Hawkinsville, Georgia. This location is a location of bucket list and childhood dreams, even for yours truly, as a haunted location that no one's ever been able to get into. But now, thanks to people helping people, paranormal investigators have the opportunity to come in and investigate. So sit back, enjoy it, relax, and watch what we found tonight, and listen to people's experiences, and learn everything you can possibly learn about what goes on here at the old Taylor Regional Memorial Hospital. Janet, can you take a moment, just tell us about the hospital, how people pay to come, what are the different nights that you do, and what the money's for?
Okay. This is the old Taylor Memorial Hospital, commonly known as the old Hawkinsville Hospital. It was purchased by an organization. I know you're going to edit. It was purchased by an organization called People Helping People. It is a Christian organization, and their plans for this hospital is to make the needed repairs, and they're eventually going to be using the hospital for counseling people who have